is your name, please?
My name is Louise Kennedy. My name is Louise Kennedy. My name is Louise Kennedy.
Follow along with your copies of this story, if you will, panel. I, Louise Kennedy, live in Bangkok, Thailand, where my father is the United Nations official. One day, while working as a disc jockey on a local Thai radio station, I started singing along with a commercial. My boss heard me and challenged me to sing a song on the air. I accepted the dare and worked up a rock and roll version of a Thai folk song called Puyai Li. Much to everyone's surprise, especially mine, it was an immediate success. I made a record of Puyai Li, and within a month it climbed to #1 on the Thai hit parade. The song even received royal recognition when at a concert in Bangkok, my rock and roll version of Puyai Li was played by an orchestra whose leader was none other than King Phumibol of Thailand. Signed, Louise Kennedy. These three young ladies all claim to be, as you heard, Louise Kennedy. We'll start with Tom Poston. Tom?
Thank you. Number 2, do you like rock and roll?
I sure do.
Number 3, do the kids in Thailand like it? Do they get to hear much of it, first of all, number 3?
Enough of it.
Number 1, your audience was listening to you talking in English?
Yes, they were.
Do they have native, is your station tuned in by the natives as well?
Yes, it is.
And do they like the rock and roll?
They like Elvis Presley, yes.
That's funny. I never cared much for him. He doesn't really swing. No. Oh, well. I'm just kidding.
Peggy Cash.
And number 2, are the Mamas and the Papas popular?
They're not there yet, no. It's still Elvis Presley.
Well, number 3, when you speak in English, how do all those Siamese people understand what you're saying?
They do, though. They speak some English.
Do you speak some Siamese?
Yes.
Number 1, do you expect an American release on this record? Do you think that somebody here will record it?
I'm hoping to record it, yes.
Yes, we'll never be able to learn the words, but then I can never understand the words of those songs anyway.
Horse Bean.
Number 2, when Mayor Lindsay of New York goes on the Carson show and tells jokes, some of the local citizenry complain. Does anyone complain in Thailand when the king plays music on the clarinet?
No, they're all very glad to hear it.
Oh, they have class. Number 3, there's a little place in Bangkok. Who has the best daiquiri? There's a place I've heard about in Bangkok, Siam, where you can get a great daiquiri.
I think it's somewhere around the corner from the Erewhon Hotel.
That sounds good, number 3. Number 1, what do they call those boats that they have in the canals in Bangkok? Any special name or just boats?
No, we just call them boats.
So they call a boat for me. Right.
Kitty.
Number 3, what was Thailand called before it was called Thailand?
Siam.
Number 2, is there a river where I always see those boats with the Thai silks and everything on a dock. Is there a river there, or is it on the sea, or what?
Well, there are many rivers in Siam, and of course there are the Klongs in Bangkok, which is probably where you see them. The canals, many canals.
And that's where they have the silks?
Yes.
Without change, and of course without consultation. Vote now, if you will, panel, for number 1, number 2, or number 3. Ballots are all marked. Very well. Tom, for whom did you vote this time?
I don't see how you could possibly know for sure, but I thought that number 2 looked like she could be Kennedy, and they were all pretty girls, I'll say that.
Peggy.
Well, I think number 2 has such a nice smile that I voted for her because I think she'll be a terrific ambassador from this country to wherever she's sent.
Horse and Bean.
I was torn between 1 and 3, and I voted for 3 because I think she's had a nice kind of wholesome look about her, like she could be an ambassador's daughter. And
you're number 3 at the bottom of a daiquiri, or
yes,
what?
That's a daiquiri.
Right. Kitty.
I voted for number 2 because she identified those canals for me and called them clongs, and I'm sure that's what they're really called.
Clods is what they're really called.
Clogs.
Well, there we have it, and it's not as widely split as before, but we'll see what it does when the truth stares it in the face. I'll tell you what. Norman Paris and his group are waiting to accompany Louise, who will sing in the Thai language the number 1 song on the Thailand hit parade. So, will the real Louise Kennedy go up and join them? Please, thank you. That was just great.
I understood every word.
It was very professional.
Is there any message in the song, in the words themselves? Are they...
No, it's just a Thai protest song.
A Thai protest song?
That's great.
Just as well we couldn't.
Glad to know that they grumble over there, too.
Well, we wish you great success.
Thank you.
Number one, what is your real name and what do you really do?
My name is Susan Magga, and I'm a student here at Barnard College in New York.
And city lady number two, what is your real name and what do you do?
My name is Cassandra Newby. I'm a writer for Ingenue magazine.
Well, in checking the score, you did all right, too. Let's see, there were 1, 2, 3 incorrect votes. Again, that's 3 times $250 for a total of $750. Thank you, young ladies, for being with us. Especially thank you for making this part of our show quite as pretty as it is. Goodbye, and God bless you. We'll be back in a minute, but right now, this important message. I want to tell you something I neglected to bring out before, that Louise Kennedy is in the United States because she is beginning her sophomore year in Clark College in Dubuque, Iowa. That's why she's here. Well, that's all we have time for tonight, but you made it go very fast, panel, as you always do. Good night to you.
Good night, Bud.
Good night to all of you. Join us the same time next week, and I'll see you tomorrow afternoon with the daytime show. In the meantime, don't you forget to tell the truth. Bye.
To Tell the Truth is a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production. Miss Carlisle's Dress by Bill Black.
Stay tuned for I've Got a Secret as guest star Rose Marie puts the panel through trial by jury.